Welcome to the Expect Success Podcast, a presentation of GeorgeBollock.com with your host, George Bollock. This podcast is for all things personal development. Don't expect success, prepare for it. Please welcome your host, George Bollock.
Welcome to Expect Success at GeorgeBollock.com. Now, in addition to listening to our podcast, you can also view the video format on YouTube at GeorgeTube.com. Brian Tracy is a Canadian-American motivational public speaker and self-development author. He is the author of over 70 books that have been translated into dozens of languages. Brian has consulted more than 1,000 companies and addressed more than 5 million people in 5,000 talks and seminars throughout the U.S., Canada, and 70 other countries worldwide. Brian's philosophy and mine in regard to personal development are basically the same. Continuous learning is crucial to your success. Take control of your life, educate yourself through different personal development programs while you drive and travel. Listen to Brian.
Did you know that the most important thing you do for your success is to take control of the suggestive elements in your environment? Be sure that what you are seeing and listening to is consistent with the goals that you want to achieve. Listen to educational audio programs in your car. The average person drives 12,000 to 25,000 miles per year, which works out to between 500 and 1,000 hours per year that the average person spends in his or her car. You can become an expert in your field by simply listening to educational audio programs as you drive from place to place. Attend seminars given by experts in your field. Take additional courses and learn everything you possibly can. Learn from the experts. Ask them questions. Write them letters. Read their books. Read their articles and listen to people with proven track records in the area in which you want to be successful. It can save you years of work and thousands of dollars. Another thing you can do is to associate only with positive, success-oriented people. Your suggestive environment is greatly affected by the people you associate with on a regular basis, so get around winners. As we say, fly with the eagles. You can't fly with the eagles if you keep scratching with the turkeys. Get away from the go-nowhere types, and above all, get away from negative people. Get away from negative coworkers. If you've got a negative boss, seriously consider changing jobs. Associating on a regular basis with negative people is enough in itself to condemn you to a life of underachievement, frustration, and failure. So associate only with positive people. Get around winners. The last thing before you sleep and the first thing in the morning, think about and visualize your goals as realities. See your goal as though it already existed. Your subconscious mind is only activated by affirmations and pictures that are received in the present tense. So see your goal vividly just before you go to sleep. See yourself performing at your best. See the situations that you're facing working out exactly the way you want them to. Especially see yourself living the kind of life that you want to live. See yourself with the kind of relationships, the kind of health, the kind of car, the kind of home you really want. Visualize just before you fall asleep at night. And the first thing you do when you get up in the morning is to feed yourself mental pictures. These are the 2 times of the day when your subconscious mind is most receptive to new programming. Just before you fall asleep and just when you wake up. Now here are 2 things that you can do all day long to keep your mind and emotions focused on your goals and financial success. First, listen to audio programs in your car when you drive around. Continue feeding your mind with a steady stream of high-quality, educational, motivational material that moves you towards your goal. Sometimes one idea you hear on an audio program can change your life. Second, resolve to associate with positive, optimistic people most of the time. Get around winners and get away from negative people who criticize and complain and condemn. This can change your life as much as any other factor.
Awesome. Now, for more from Brian Tracy, simply search YouTube and go to his website, briantracy.com. His book, and if you're looking for something you can listen to while on the go, I highly recommend Maximum Achievement. It's available at his website and or Amazon.com. And remember, as the late great Jim Rohn used to say, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Today you've been hanging out with Brian Tracy. Keep up the momentum. Subscribe to our newsletter so you never miss another episode. We'll catch you on the next show, and thanks a million for listening. See ya!
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Expect Success Podcast with your host, George Bollig. If you enjoyed today's podcast, please rate, subscribe, and review. And find more great content online at georgebollig.com and on Facebook and Twitter at George Bollig. We'll catch you next time. And remember, don't just expect success, prepare for it.